MRW News, and we're all prepared. We've got quite a few exciting news stories for you tonight, and also Billy should be coming back because I can see a piano over there which we've pulled out. We're planning on taking it apart, but not fully taking it apart. We're planning on taking out the string part, structure of it, so then we can use it for music videos. So that should be exciting. We'll probably do another live for that, but it'll be tonight, hopefully. If he comes back, but you know, he's a bit naughty, so he might not come back. But he should do. He's supposed to be back for 7, and it is nearly 7 now. I know that my news is supposed to be on at 7, and I know my news is supposed to be on Saturday, but I had Shakespeare, which I forgot to tell you last Saturday, the fact of that I have Shakespeare this week. So basically I've done his theatre production, Shakespeare. Basically we couldn't do it yesterday, and then I did say for my mother to put it on community, the fact is I couldn't do it and she forgot. But I thought you might put 1 and 2 together, the fact is I'm at Shakespeare, and the fact that, oh, Tracy's managed to join us. Great, and also I told
247 trains.
And I also told her that it was supposed to be at 7, but yes, it's this time.
Well
She
done,
managed to
Tracy.
join. Well done also to
247 trains.
247. I was going to say 274 then, but no, wrong way around. Yes, thank you all
And
for joining
GC,
us.
our supporter.
Oh,
Hi, Matilda.
hello, thank you for joining us.
And Tracy says she's just having a tea watching the news. I've just had my tea, Tracy.
Yes,
Let's have it early for the news because we're stripping a piano as well tonight.
Yes, yes.
Well, I'm not, but...
To be honest with you, it's going to be quite an interesting walk, because I reckon we're not going to manage to do it, because I've watched people stripping pianos and they've just had to bang off the sides, which is the very thing I don't want to do. And it's very confusing because it weighs a ton, like loads, and so it's going to be hard to lift out, so it's going to be very confusing. So we're sort of like trying to keep the structure, but at the same time completely take out the structure.
But we have every faith in Billy.
Yeah.
So when it says, there's videos on YouTube and it says how to dismantle a piano, and they do it with a sledgehammer, which isn't what we want.
Because they're just like dismantling means the fact that
So we're not dismantling this piano because we want to wreck it. It's had damp in it, and we got it like that, damaged, so that we could take the insides out to use it for a music video, because where we're taking the piano to, we can't carry it. So we don't want to just smash it with a sledgehammer. And also we found out the workings of it make a really good noise, so we're thinking of putting that on the wall to use it like in other songs, aren't we?
Yeah, that's going to be some fair
Bob says hi,
decoration.
hi.
We're gonna have, hello Bob, we're going to have like a big piano on our wall. I mean, we did go into the Highest Point pub in, I don't know if it's Yorkshire, England or somewhere, it's Highest Point.
Tan Hill.
They've got
Tracy
the same
will be.
thing. Oh yeah, I think she did. I thought so.
Have you been to
Somebody's
Tan Hill, Tracy?
in there. So it's like, they had one of them and they didn't use it to play, and then they also actually had a piano, and it was it was a bit out of tune. Anyway.
It was very out of tune.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind them out of tune, you know.
I think everybody else having the meals did, but Matilda, you know what Matilda's like, she just carried on plinking and plonking away.
Well, it wasn't a very good meal anyway, so it wasn't very good. But anyway, moving on.
Jaden. Hi, Jaden.
Hello, Jada. Shall we start with this news?
What we're starting with?
Father. So we've got quite a few. We've got very varied news stories tonight. Very varied indeed. Should I tell them a little bit about each news story?
Well, you are the news, so you do it how you want.
Well, we've got one about the person who's got the most children in Britain. He's done something wrong. And then we've got Bird's Eye. They've made something that I think... What?
Nothing. I was going to say, it's not your dad, This one's got the most children to one woman.
Yes.
There's other men that have got them all over the place.
Really?
And have done things wrong.
Yes, so
Mentioning
Bird's Eyes.
their names.
Bird's Eyes have... It's not
Tracy,
Bird's Eyes, it's not
did
Bird's
you like
Eyes.
that, Tracy?
Bird's Eyes have made the smallest, well, I can't say fully, but they've made something, and I think I'm going to attempt it myself because I've worked it out. I thought about it about 5 minutes ago on how to make it. I think I could do it. It's taken them over 100 hours to make what I'm going to tell you in a minute they've made, and I think I'm going to attempt it. So we've got that news story, and then we've also got something that's happening locally to me to celebrate a certain celebration, which you'll find out. So basically it's to do with a hill. And then we've got a strike, which will probably affect the majority of the people watching this, and probably everybody. At least Well, I suppose it would affect everybody. It's basically top of England, not like also Scotland a bit as well. It's going to affect, and it's going to seriously affect because it's to do with your cars. So it's going to seriously affect, and not just cars actually. It's because it's to do with fuel basically. So it's affecting a lot of people. So you best listen to that because you've got to stock up on it. So
247 train says today I bashed class 31466. So that's actually maybe a spelling mistake or a terminology we don't know. Tracy's laughing, which I know what she's laughing at. And Jake says, good evening both. Hi Jake.
good evening. So we'll start with the father. So he's not done that much wrong as other people have done. It's not actually that bad, but it's.
Oh no, it's done this is little compared
it's
to
just
some
because
people.
Yes, compared to some people. Because this is a celebrity. So this is why he's made national news on being in it. So that's him. So he's a father of 22 children. He's Noel Radford. He's 53 and his wife is called Sue, and they do the reality TV show 22 Kids and Counting, but it started off as 15 Kids and Counting in 2012, and since 2012 they've had 7. Have they? Well, 2012 they had 15, and then it really
Maths is coming on.
Yes.
Home education.
Not like I figured it out before.
I bet you have, I bet you I'll have this ready for the news. Then my mum doesn't bring me up on it.
So he's going to court. He's going to 1 minute. I know exactly what court it is. Yes, Preston Magistrate Court. He's going to because he's got a speeding ticket. Because he was in his Porsche. Now I've got a thing to say about his Porsche. I'm not really excited, but it's a little thing to say. I've just I've got to say. So he's going tomorrow to go to court to fight the fact of his speeding ticket. So he went on the gateway. So this gateway, it's like a double
dual carriageway. It's a big gateway, and it was built to go
make it faster.
Stop the traffic going through Lancaster, but mainly it goes to the Heysham port. So all the wagons that used to go to Heysham used to have to go through Lancaster, and they built the Bay Gateway. So it's brilliant now. So the wagons can just fly down the Bay Gateway to the Heysham port, which is brilliant.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I wasn't aware it went to Heysham because I always just thought it stopped at McDonald's, but it does carry on technically.
Well, I'm not going to pull it.
It just gets a bit more smaller.
Carriageway to
yeah, but it
McDonald's.
just gets a bit more smaller road, so I just don't think it was.
Yeah, but that's what it takes it to. It doesn't end up. The actual end of the road doesn't end up at Heysham port, but it's been put. They can then get to Heysham port without going through Lancaster. So that would have been a nightmare. All those articulated lorries going through Lancaster. Whereas they can go straight down now.
And Lancaster's got a stupid one-way system as well.
That is stupid. It's just really stupid.
It's really stupid. I mean, when I become Prime Minister, I'm going to scrap it.
Is that your first thing? ULEZ and the one-way system in Lancaster?
Yes, it is actually my first thing.
So Miss Walden, what are you going to do first of all?
Well,
scrap that one-way system in Lancaster for starters.
I bet I'll get all the votes. That's going to be hard win, you know.
Yeah, you will do.
So I get the whole of Lancaster. And then I'll say, once I've scrapped that one, any place I go to that's got one-way system I get annoyed by will get scrapped.
You'll definitely win if you scrap the ULEZ.
Yeah, I'll definitely win then as well. And then I'll scrap other things as well. And the only thing is, I've been thinking about it when I do become Prime Minister. They were talking about the NHS, and I'm thinking, I was finding it so confusing. So I think I'm just going to have to do the things I find easy. Yeah, and just, have to. I can't handle that best bit. I can hire you. Do you know anything about the NHS?
What about Tracy? No, nothing.
Yes, Tracy.
Tracy knows about the NHS.
So I've got Tracy for NHS. Now, you for the court system.
God, just want scrapping and starting again.
And then I'll do the rest. Yeah, we're sorted, really. Now, let me just carry on talking about him. So he's got a Porsche. So I was watching a bit about this family with the 22 kids. And he was saying about the fact of they've spent millions on these children because obviously they have to look after them. He's saying
Can I just interrupt? Does anybody watch it? In the comment if they watch it.
Oh yeah, do you watch it?
Does anybody watch it?
I knew they existed.
I've never watched it.
I knew they existed. I knew they existed and I knew they were local, but I didn't know that
he went really quickly down the Bay
He went down
Gateway.
40 mile an hour speed limit. I don't know
He
what
went
speed
over the place. It is 40.
Yeah, so he went down that speed limit and went a bit too fast down it. And he's also getting charged for the fact of not saying who the person said the Porsche was, which is basically him. So he must have just said, "It's not me," or something like that. Or he might not. He might have got the letter and not replied back. I don't know.
It was failed to give information relating to the identification
That
of the
could
driver.
stand quite a bit.
They hate that law. That's you know, they find that a lot more serious.
Yeah.
And they get all excited about that bit. You can be going a lot, you know, like really fast in a zone, but if you don't give the identification of the driver, they get really wobbly about that. So I know that's more serious, unless it was doing like 150 and a 30.
With children inside the back going,
this trailer on the back, Wah! Daddy! I just get this point, and it's a 3 mile long.
So that's that point. 3 mile long.
You wondered how long the Bay Gateway was?
I did actually. I was wondering. I have always thought, how long is this?
I think Neville might have thought it.
Yeah, Tracy and I thought
Neville's we should just tell us how long it was.
So this was actually in December last year, 14th last year. So it's took a bit of time, as they verbally do.
Oh, the clock system does.
But anyway, my point was before
Were you going to say this point about the Porsche?
Yes.
Right.
So I was watching him, and he was saying about the fact how much he spent on his children. He's thinking how much he could have, you know, got. He said I could have got myself a Porsche, you know. And now he's got himself a Porsche. So he's clearly earned some money on his TV
so if
show.
I hadn't had you and Billy, I could have got myself a Porsche.
Well, not necessarily.
Why?
Well, he owns a baker, I think.
Oh, right.
That makes any
Bakery, then I
difference.
can get a
Possible.
Porsche.
I just remember when I didn't watch it. It's like one of those things, you know, you see little short videos of it, and I think they said about that's the bakery, and that was about it really. I remember.
So does anybody watch it anyway? Nobody
Yeah.
said they watch it. They mustn't watch it.
But you don't watch it, so we can knock you out.
Yeah.
And
And we know, well, no, you,
and I
you
think
not
there's a
watch
little
it.
bit at the bottom if you wanted to do it.
The little bit at the bottom. Anyway, I thought this story, not only, you know, some people will be interested because obviously a lot of people watch them. I just wondered why he hasn't admitted it. He's done a not guilty. That was the interest. So we're going to follow this story like a proper news channel and come back to you with what happens. Because
Probably just pays fine.
you would think, no, he's disputed it. He's got not guilty. So he must think he's got a reason for why he's not been fined for
He
it.
probably just says, look, mate, I've got 22 children. I had to get 5 of them to that school, 6 of them to this school, and then the other one got soccer practice. The other one needs to go swimming. I just needed to get there a bit more faster.
Why do you think I've got a Porsche? So we're going to follow it and see if he not gets away with it. See if they say he's not guilty. So I just thought it was interesting. Anyway, she started Sue, the wife, decided she's going to name and shame trolls who abuse her online. And she says that because she was branded a disease, which is pretty disgusting saying that about her, after she published snaps from a recent family holiday. So that we just thought it was interesting as well, because I think people should, if people are trolling, they should name and shame them online. We should. We will do.
We do.
We do.
David.
Oh, David from the USA. That's the point. Where's Abby?
Billy is coming.
Billy's coming, Abby. I don't know where you are.
What
Right,
time
Abby,
are we
I'm
on?
going to do something.
Billy's late. Billy's 1 minute late. You said you were going to really take
Oh,
off
he's just
if he's late.
useless. He will be late. Well, I can't tell him off because he won't answer his damn phone to be told off.
You take that.
Sassy says she'll be driving illegal then, I guess. I don't understand that. Tracy says she likes your bow.
Oh yes, thank you.
And Sassy's going to get £1,000 for turning him in, but I don't know.
He's already
about
turned himself in though.
Unless she's on about something else. Good evening, Neville. Zingo says Matilda is so talented.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sasha says Tracy, sorry, thought I recognised you. She says, oh, so he's a wrong, and then I was just kidding. Raymond says, hi, Matilda.
Hello.
Tracy says, likes the news outdoors. Isn't it wonderful being able to do it outdoors? She can hear the birds. Sasha says, lovely summer day up north. My paperwork's going. 247. And I had a cab ride class 31466 on the North Yorkshire Railway. Sasha says 247 trains, where does that go from Skipton? Charlotte says hello Matilda, Matilda's mum, how are you both doing today? Fine, thank you. Hope you're alright.
Hope you're all well.
Tracy says no, they're from West Yorkshire. Neville, we did years ago. Again, I've lost a bit of the thread of this. Kevin Wood's Workshop, hello Kevin Wood's Workshop,
Hello.
he's on. Jake says, I've heard of the Radford family, can't say I'm interested by them, although I'm interested as to what happens with the court case. So am I, Jake. The reason being that it's that the most people will just pay it.
Yeah.
They must have a reason.
He probably just blame it on his children.
And in magistrates' court, they're not trained. So I wonder whether the magistrates may still find him guilty, and then he takes it any further. So I'd just be
Wait, do you mean
interested.
by magistrate the fact is that they're not actual?
They're not trained.
How is it?
I haven't got a clue. They have a legal advisor. and I don't know. It's one of those mysteries of the world how they get there. But I will be. I just like Jake. I'm not interested that it's the Radford family or anything like that. Just interested the reasons why he's not guilty, because the police must have put something in, and it'd just be interesting to know. That's all I thought.
Anyway,
Christopher says hi from the USA.
hello. USA.
And Jake says, can't say I blame them for choosing to name and shame the trolls, and he said prior to that, that's disgusting, that's horrible, and I realise what he's talking about now. And Raymond Lex says a disease. Why? I don't know, because she just put it on the end of the story. We weren't covering that story, but I would presume that it's because she's had a picture with a lot of kids, and so they've said like a disease breeding. That's what I think, but I don't know. That's what I would come up with. And Sasha says reading comments 10 minutes later doesn't work, makes the chat look weird. Well, that's all I can do. You know, it's not a professional news channel. It's just a bit of fun getting together, and people like it. People like so that they know that the comments are there. So that's all we can do, and that's all we're doing.
Well, it's the way we run it. Now, so this will all affect you, I would presume. Majority of you, maybe not the guy in USA, but majority of you. Yes. So majority of you might affect you. It probably will affect you actually, because once a small thing happens, everybody else can jump on the bandwagon, and once everybody else jumps on the bandwagon, then and also if one fuel place. So basically, what happens? Basically, I'll explain the problem first. So it probably will actually affect everybody. Right. So
this is supposed to land on your head, but the wind blew.
So now this fuel company, what they've done is the staff members are striking, obviously pay, so they're striking, they want higher pay. But obviously if they're striking, then that means that there's no fuel for that time. But they do say that they have got other options, which blah 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 blah. Do you want to read this bit?
Tanker drivers, so I don't know. They say it's not going to affect us, but just so that everybody's aware. Apparently, because this hasn't come up as mainstream news for me. I was looking for news stories for the channel, so I don't think everybody will know about this.
Strikes, then everybody else can
tanker drivers that supply the petrol stations and aviation fuel are striking over a pay round, and it's from the members stationed at Stanlow Oil Refinery, and they're set to strike on 6th to the 8th of June and the 13th to the 15th of June. And it warns that this could disrupt deliveries throughout northwest and Scottish borders. They've argued that it's not going to, but obviously they're going to say that. They said they've got contingency plans for it not to. But if anybody's doing anything particularly important and it needs fuel, just to make you all aware that I didn't realise they were striking until I'd looked for the story.
So we're going to stop on fuel for Maureen, and also I've got my rally.
Yeah, exactly.
On the
so
12th.
She's got a rally, so we need to make sure that we've definitely got the fuel.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much disruption there'll be, if any, but it's just worth knowing about, isn't it?
I think it's on the 16th or the 15th. Anyway, it's near that time, so I best get my fuel. So yeah, so it's very much worth knowing about, because obviously also the thing is one could strike and then everybody else can jump on and start striking, can't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you think, oh, well, they're striking.
Well, they do, don't they? Because it started. Was it the trains or the doctors started? Trains, I think. Then the doctors start, and then everybody jumps on the bandwagon. So because that fuel company said they might strike, and then people will think, oh, well, how much do they get? And then another fuel company might strike. So as long as people are aware of it, they know, don't they?
Know to get the fuel.
Dee says that's a nice car. I don't know which one, but Micro or
I'd be in that one because it's a bit more show.
I don't know what you can say. Oh yeah, that's our princess. It's waiting for a starter motor now.
Because it can't start.
It won't start. So it's a lovely looking car and we love it, but it is very
just looking now.
Very naughty. Raymond says there's a scandal involving an ambulance company ended up losing their contract. So I'll have to have a look at that. Jake says it's hard to read the chat when doing live streams. Yeah, she won't be able to manage on her own. Kevin Wood's Workshop says the channel is great the way it is. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Kevin, for that.
Thank you for joining us.
24720 says, what about electric cars? And I don't know if that means the fuel, that they'll be all right, I would have thought. Tracy says, I know I'm a turn other than the open fire. Jake says, this is why keeping freight on the railways is important. Yeah, very good point, Jake. And I love seeing the freight trains, don't you?
Yeah. Yes, I mean, I love seeing these log ones, and I never managed to get a video of one. Like, oh, we love seeing them.
Raymond says local ambulance company fraud, so I'll have to have a look at that. Mango, I can't read that. Mangoes are nice. It says womp womp. Tracy says no gas here. Jake says near me we get a semi-regular freight fuel tanker train from Kingsbury Oil Sidings in Tamworth to Lindsay Oil Refinery. And Charlotte says, well, forget about the details of the chat. The real treasure here is the chance to learn from Matilda's journey and the amazing support our mum provided. Thank you very much, Charlotte. Yeah, it's just a get together. That's all it is. It's not anything professional, is it? Obviously, we're just it's just a laugh for the subscribers to get together. And 247 train says steam train in York Station tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We're not near York, but we'll have a look out unless it's going through where we are. Somebody usually messages us and they haven't done. So I don't think it'll be coming near us.
Well, you could go to somewhere else, couldn't it?
Yeah.
I was just thinking then, do I know the York line? I was thinking, no, so we're not by myself.
Yeah, they come from Benton to York.
Yeah, I know the.
Then Helifield.
I know the Carfield. I can't say Carnforth. There we go. I've said Carnforth my whole life.
Well done.
I've said Carnforth my whole life and I struggled then. Right, anyway, something that is near us. A beacon will be lit at the summit of Ingleborough. Now, Ingleborough is part of the Three Peaks, so we have Ingleborough, Pennygent, Whernside, and they are local to us, and they are Three Peaks of Yorkshire, and they're very impressive, I suppose. You have, three mountains big next to each other, and a lot of people talk about them, obviously, because I live near them, it's like, but actually, people obviously do think they're interesting. A lot of people walk them, which we have walked them, it was a very long time ago.
No, yeah, I've done Ingleborough.
I've done. There's a walk up to Ingleborough where you go up to the cave and you don't go the whole way up, but it's like the beginning of the walk. I've done that tons of times.
They started charging now.
Yeah, so it used to be free at the place to walk up Ingleborough, and then they started charging.
How much is it?
I don't know because I didn't pay for it.
Why?
Because I was with Sophie.
Yeah. I know that it used to be free. It was free for years, and then it got taken. I think he died, the person that had the estate, and then somebody's taken over and they charged for it. Yeah,
and like they've blocked it off, so you have to like walk up this thing. But I think there is a secret.
Now, hang on. Tracy says, "I wish you were there to do it with you. I knew you'd like it, Tracy."
Do what?
Could go for the walk.
Oh yes.
And Tracy
we
says,
should do that.
Go up the back way, and people have talked about this. I've seen it on groups, local groups, and people are saying about not paying the thing. Where's the back way?
I know where it is, but the only thing is, if you promote it too much, then somebody blocks
yeah,
the
but
back
that'll be a public.
Well, basically, what it is you have there's a cafe which is opened up, which is the person that's charging owns it, and so you'll see the cafe, and you'll see this massive big gateway, like wooden thing. I think it's a disgusting colour. But anyway, that blocks it away, and there's a waterfall on your. So if you're looking at it, there's a waterfall on your right, and so you'll see a road that goes up your left. You pot up your left, and you'll see a track. It's just usual track, like for example, it's not like concrete or anything. It's just like gravel where you have, basically farmers sort of thing. Walk up that, and then I don't know from there. I know where it leads out to. I did do it, but basically walk up that, and I think you go over you must go over some form of fence, and then I know you end up on this grass bit, and you go over the grass bit, you walk through a gate, and then you end up on the path.
You're going to end up at Ingleborough, love. You're on a news show. The most majority of people won't know what you're talking about.
No,
it'll only be Tracy who knows it anyway.
I don't know Tracy knows this one.
Yeah, she does. She spoke that.
This one?
Tracy says she'll show you.
I went on a dog walking group anyway. I don't even have a dog.
How did you get on a dog walking group without a dog?
Because I used to be a professional dog walker. I set up a business when I was 12. I did.
Right. Very good. Well done.
I did.
Can you just walk a dog?
Yeah.
Well, why do you have to be a professional at it? Don't you just put it on the lead and walk it?
Well, no, because you have to deal with people that moan about it, and you say, oh, don't let it do this, don't let it do that, and you have to deal with all them, so as a professional. Like, you can't let it near a river, and then you can't let it see these particular dogs, and then you have to, take this a certain amount of walking, and you can't take it on muddy paths, and then, damn nuisances.
No, so it's not the professional dog walker who's walking the dog, it's the professional bit is dealing with different customers.
And also, you have to walk the dog right.
Alright.
Well, you got to know a bit, because of the dog could be a bit powerful or something, you need to hold it back. There's a bit to go in dog walking.
Tracy says if you're a council tax holder there, you don't have to pay. And Hooking Back says hello, Matilda.
Hello. Hello, indeed.
So anyway, so there's going to be a beacon.
All right,
All right, okay.
you can come inside a minute when I struggle.
All right, okay. so basically, I'm just
As
getting
part
you.
of celebrating the 80th anniversary of D-Day. So D-Day is obviously when Germany took over a lot of the Europe, and the Canadians and United States and America, and obviously Britain, we all basically attacked France. We went on the Normandy beaches. So there's 5 of them. So we went on the Normandy beach, and we basically all went and attacked, and we went through, and we took all of the defences off, and then we slowly took the little towns, and then we took Paris, and then basically we eventually took France, and then I think something happened, and then Hitler died, and then basically we just sort of got it. We just sort of won again, and then there was an agreement and stuff. But yeah, basically, D-Day was the big day where we fully took over war. So, we won.
Liberation of Northwest Europe from Nazi occupation.
So this happened on June 6th, 1944. So that was the first day they actually attacked. Obviously, it went on a bit more longer than that. Because I always thought about it in history. I thought, what, it only just last one day? But no, it didn't. Why don't you just say D-Day? Like, D-Day is one day, isn't it?
And I think that's just to mark that day.
But in 1945, so around 4,000 ships, and is there something else?
132
No, that bit there.
ships and landing craft.
Ships and landing craft were 4,000 ships, landing craft were launched, went there, and about 132,500 total on 5
Troops
troops, yeah.
on the 5 Normandy beaches. That's what. How many?
I was thinking about it.
landed on the beaches?
It's called Normandy. I might be completely wrong here. I'm wanting to search it up. Do you reckon it's called Normandy because it's in the north of France?
Could be.
And it's like, northern England. So they call it Normandy.
It could be. Did you not search it up?
No, I forgot, so I was wondering if anybody could help me on that. So it could be like Normandy.
So there's going to be a beacon lit at the top of Ingleborough, and you should be able to see it from down below. But are we going up?
Going up to Ingleborough?
Yeah, are we walking up?
It'll be dark.
Well, it won't be. I don't think the time's quite early on. 9 o'clock, I remember. About 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, and it's this week.
Yeah.
I have to talk about it because I
Right,
think I
we'll
have
talk
something
about
on.
that.
It might go up. I mean, I have been thinking about walking it for quite some time.
Neville says you must do outside not. It's free. Hooking Bite says he loves your smile.
Thank you.
Jake says looking at the time on real-time trains, a steam train to York is going via Manchester, Victoria and Huddersfield, so that's not near us.
But if
Astra
you're
says-
near it, then everybody goes there.
Astra says hi from Scotland.
Scotland?
Raymond says soon Matilda will be able to chase trains on her own when she gets a driving licence. Oh God, don't encourage her.
No, it's
I'm
boring.
worried sick about her. And Mikey says he escaped to South America, and upon the Thames says hey. Caught up.
What is that the name? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I just wondered what was to do with Thames.
It's not the large river, same thing.
Yes. I can fit that. Now, shall we do the, now, this story, I literally got like 5 minutes before we went on air, so I have no pretty much.
Because you've been messing about all day and not getting a news
Well, for
done.
starters, I've been doing a lot of cleaning because I've had Shakespeare. I basically haven't done any cleaning this month, so I had a lot of backlog, whatever.
Backlog.
Oh, by the way, landing day, the operation was called Operation Overlord. By the way, get that bit in. So yes, basically, I haven't had the time to do it, and also, Shakespeare's been every single night this week. It went quite well. We had quite a lot of things. Somebody on the last night stubbed the toe at the train station, but yet when they came, they were like moaning about it, and then apparently didn't have the right bandages, and then one girl had to drop out because of she swallowed bleach. So she was at a Chinese restaurant.
She didn't just purposely swallow some bleach.
Yeah.
She went to a restaurant the night before, so the night before the final night, and apparently, I don't know how it's happened, it's one of those moving tables, is it?
Yeah, so I really did nearly go on myself not so long ago, and I nearly went. It doesn't look quite good online.
And she's ended up in A&E, in hospital.
And the thing is, if you throw up bleach, it just like burns your whole throat as well.
So, yeah, there were a few traumas, weren't
Hello,
there?
angel face.
A few things that happened And so the last night, the director had to take over her part, which was a pretty main part, wasn't it?
Yeah, she
And
had,
she just
two
had to
she had two major scenes and she had other scenes, but she had two really major scenes.
which obviously spoilt it quite a bit because you couldn't then get into
I mean, she was
it.
Princess Catherine, you know.
But she was reading from a book.
Yeah.
So.
And also, there was this stand and they served orange juice and water. And every night I left it after the break and I said to him, can I have some orange juice? And they changed it after a bit. But every time I got an orange juice. And they just had this like massive big orange juice and they just poured it into a glass. Anyway, and they had this money pot and I thought, they can't be charging for orange juice and water, like seriously. You know, fair enough tea and coffees, but you know, you take it to extremes, it's just such a small amount. So I said to one of the actors, is they charging? It's like, no, I doubt it. So we just, you know, accepted it. Then, I thought I'd be a bit earlier than after break. I thought I'd ask before break for my orange juice. So I asked the guy, and I thought he was the manager because he struts around the place. Even though we were in the middle of performance, everybody else, you know, teets along because obviously there's performances, doors open everywhere, and he shucks down the place. Everybody's like, seriously. And you know, you can just tell. So I asked him for an orange juice, and he gave me one. He says, "Pound, please." So I was like, "What?" And obviously I was in full costume here, so it's quite clearly I was one of the actors. So I says, "Well, I usually get one for free." So he says, "What?" So I says, "Yeah." So then he was like, "What?" So then one of the people in charge came, and she said, "I wasn't aware of this." So I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna get myself into some trouble here." But then basically I just sort of like walked away, and then apologised to the head person, and she says it's fine, seriously. But basically, it was just even, I just don't understand why you're charging an orange juice pound for that amount. But anyway, I just thought it was a little rant because it was so annoying that I nearly got charged a pound for that amount.
Tracy says we used to do it on the longest day of June in the dark until sunset. So that's obviously Inglebury. Alex says cool channel. Thank you. Jake says very painful. So I think that's the toe.
Oh, yeah.
Bob says hello Matilda. Hello Mum. How are you both?
Hello.
We're fine, thank you. N Pickle says you really need to learn how to not speak through your nose, and you really need to learn how to not be so judgmental.
I mean, if I could speak through my nose, I'd probably get
No,
a
it means
record.
because you think that your nose because it like with speech impediments and stuff like that. But you don't have to listen. Sorry, I'm saying a he. I don't know. It says N Pickle, so that was a bit insulted. It might be a female. Nabel sent some roses. Raymond Legg says they used to make more flame-shaped bulbs for a while, but they quit, I believe. Jake says, but charging the cast of a show seems a bit extreme.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't be getting the money if it wasn't for
And
us.
Neville says, well said, Jane. Boom.
It was very strict. Like I forgot back to drinking. I forgot my water bottle and I put it downstairs because it's in like this court area. And I went for all this court stuff. I was thinking I've got all this court paperwork. I mean, I was like, huh, if I could read. I was like, oh, he's done that, you know. So I was like,
you don't need to read about court things. You only need to come to Bentham and Ostwick to find enough. There's enough here without looking back.
But I was still like, you know, like, oh. Anyway, and I'm like, oh, it's not
enough criminals here.
They were like, oh, it's not in our contract. I was thinking, I only need a glass. I mean, they were saying we have to bring it back. But anyway, I found some plastic cups, and there was loads of other things. We have to be out by a certain time and everything. But yeah.
Has anyone been to the castle? Because we were in the.
It was a very nice building. It was a stunning building.
Oh, it's stunning.
Absolutely, it was amazing being in it.
They were in the courtroom, and it's still a working
Shire
court.
Hall room.
So you can't. Yeah. Yes, that's a courtroom.
Yeah, but
there's two courtrooms.
Yeah, but one's called courtroom, one's called Shire Hall.
There's still a courtroom.
Yeah, but they might get confused with the other courtroom.
Well, they won't get confused if they haven't been. If they've been, they'll know what I'm talking about.
Well, no, because I've been moving.
So if we go back to what I was actually saying, the point that I was making, whether it's called Shire Hall or court or anything, it's still a working.
It's called Shire Hall.
I'm just going to throttle her. You won't be worried about her speaking through her nose. She won't be able to speak through her mouth. Anyway, so as I was just saying, it's still a working courtroom. Don't keep your mouth shut. It's still a working courtroom, so we couldn't take any photographs to show you. There, I got it in the end. I
But you
did
can find loads of photographs online.
I did. Yeah, I will be posting them. No, if you take a photograph,
You get 2 years in prison.
you can get up to 2 years in prison, and they would do, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
They would send you to prison.
Yeah, there was a full film crew there, and I said to them, "What are you going to do with the film?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, we don't know." So I was like, can you even post it? No. I think they can post it if they tell them exactly where it's going, and I think it's quite an official site that they're putting it on. But it's not really like a few, you know, you're not going to get loads of views on that site. But
But there was behind there was loads of lovely carvings, wasn't there? And I couldn't get close enough to see if they were carved into the stone.
yeah, I
Because I
could
couldn't
put
with
you
the
up if you
stone.
wanted. Do you mean by on the
Oh,
top
that
bit?
carving, that white at the back, was that stone? Was it carved into stone? No, it was amazing then. It was just absolutely so intricate.
Well, they said the fact of, you know, be very careful you don't knock any of the stone off. And I had to get this box of tennis balls, and basically it was on the table with a king, and then it was somebody else supposed to pass it to me. Anyway, I got up there to get it, and I got my cue to go get it. So somebody's like another person's giving me that cue. It's like, you know, I'm basically like the lowest person there, so I have to get loads of cues off all the royal people to for me to do something. So anyway, I got there and he didn't give me the box, and I was thinking, well, I've got to get the box. I had to squeeze past him. I knocked over the stone. He didn't do anything, but I was thinking, don't you break that stone. And I was just like, please move. But anyway, yeah, it was okay.
David says hello from Aberdeen, Scotland.
Oh, hello.
We went to Aberdeen and we went to see some dolphins, but we didn't see any, did we? Rob says, how do I order CDs? I said I would be buying Matilda food the other day. She's a growing girl, needs feeding. Order CDs. Go on to Bandcamp. I can't message back on here because the live chats go, but I will put the Bandcamp link in the comments when I
That
can
reminds
later
me,
on.
actually, I've got a new channel. Yes, I know.
I'm just doing the comments. It's the subscribers' time. Okay, not yours. Right, Mike says Jane looking cool. Janis Joplin style glasses. Ha! Me looking cool. Mikey says I love the old car. We're just waiting for a starter motor for her. She's had just about everything else.
Pretty much a new
on her.
car.
It's like Trigger's new broom on Only Fools and Horses.
Five
It's
new.
nearly rebuilt, but she's waiting for that. She's had a hose pipe on. And what else did he do with her? What else did he put on the other day? Oh, electric starter thing.
I might be there the whole time. Doesn't mean I take it in.
And Simon says, did you treat Billy to his new jumper yet? No, because he's in the bad books actually. Because he's supposed to be coming at 7 o'clock.
It's 25 past.
He promised he'd come at 7 o'clock to strip this piano so we could do a live, and he is nowhere to be seen.
Literally. Nowhere to be
So
seen.
he's naughty Billy. And Jake says, didn't realise it was illegal to film shows. It is in a courtroom, yeah.
And he's not just in the courtroom, it's like pretty much the whole of the castle. I did a live in front of the door, somehow I got away with that.
And Tracy says, yeah, where's Billy? God knows, Tracy, you know what he's like. Most vehicles are like, Jake says, most triggers are like Trigger's broom, especially Flying Scotsman, which 90% of it is brand new.
A lot of people say that, yeah, it must be true. A lot of people say that. And now, what was my point I was saying? Can you please remind me?
God knows.
There was a comment. Oh, in music, right, okay. So I've set up a new music channel.
I'm just going to try Billy.
I've set up a new channel, so it's just for music alone. So if you search up Matilda Walden and do #MRW music, it should come up. It's a very small channel, obviously, because it's only just been set up. But hopefully with your support, we can make it bigger. Because I'm only posting about music, so it will be music videos. There will be. I think for now, still post music videos on here. But I'll post music on here, obviously. But that channel, there'll be nothing else but music. So it's going to be very exciting. Also theatre stuff, really. Dancing counts, so there will be dancing as well. So there'll just be that. And because I've had the Shakespeare, I haven't really been doing many new projects, but I've got loads now planned. I do Bay Fringe, so you know Edinburgh Fringe. It's basically they do Bay, so Morecambe, Cardiff, Barrow. They do a Bay Fringe, so it's that sort of, and a lot of them go up there to test their work and then go up to the Edinburgh Fringe. So I do that. I did it last year, and I'm doing it this year. And I've got a very exciting theatre production, which we just started. Well, we have worked on it, but we're starting actually properly working on it. And then I've got so many music videos planned. I haven't actually done them, but we've got them planned. I am meeting a woman tomorrow though to talk about one of them. Which should be exciting. And then we're going to music recording to produce new music, and then I'm also going rallying 2 weeks time. I was supposed to be going to Eden Festival, which is quite a big festival, which Sister Sledge reformed at last year, but sadly I didn't. But I double booked. So that was quite annoying because of basically that means I can't go to Eden Festival, which I went to last year. But we're going rallying instead, so that should still be exciting. But we should be doing Lancaster Music Festival this year as well, which is October time.
Mikey says I've had the same broom for 20 years. It's had 5 new heads and 3 new handles. I know what we forgot to say before the last news story.
Well, we got 2 news stories.
We were supposed to stay from last week. Lots of people wanted a debate about Rishi Sunak putting 18-year-olds into national service. So can you comment with you now, before, and she'll do that news story, can you comment with whether you agree with it or not? Because lots of
do you
people
have to manage to have a discussion just with our minds?
No. That'd be too difficult. We need help.
Nah. I reckon I've watched enough interviews about
Well,
it.
if you think you can handle it, I don't. So we don't usually do things political, but...
I've got loads to say.
Yeah. So we're gonna...
we're actually quite political minded,
but
we just don't let ourselves
yeah,
go.
but there's loads of, the reason being we don't do anything political is not shying away from it, but you've got so much with GB News and Sky and all of the
also,
BBC and ITV,
it's
and they all cover it. So
it's election time now, isn't it? So everybody's talking about the election.
So that's why we said we won't go on to that sort of thing, because you've got all your other channels can go over that. So we just do fun stuff. But enough people last week, and people have emailed me and messaged me and said yes, they would like to comment on it and be included. So
and about the national service thing, I don't think you made it very clear.
Political.
So what the national service thing is in fact sending all 18-year-olds to...
I don't know what national service is.
No, because national service is different. No, I'm just telling you because if they didn't tune in last week, they won't know what I'm talking about.
Okay. And then, but then give them chance to comment.
Yeah, that's what I am
do
doing. But I'm just telling them.
To it then.
So it's basically sending all 18-year-olds off to war, basically, which is a lot of things to say about that. And also a very exciting. Should I say about that? Yes, okay. I've got also more exciting things coming up. I've got another news story which I will say. I've got more exciting things coming up. I'm gonna have merch. Yes, that's right. I'm gonna have merch. We're only starting small first of all, so we're just gonna start with t-shirts because it's summer. So we've already got the t-shirt sorted. We just need to go to the guy who we're doing it with, which we're going to do a video on. It's a really nice gentleman who we're doing it with, which is going to be really good. We're planning on doing. I've got a lot of designs, but it does take the man a lot of work, doing the designs. But we've designed one for Princess so far.
Oh, it's ringing. It's Billy. It's ringing. Huh. I wonder if he answers.
Anyway.
Hello. Where are you? Oh, right. Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, we're on live, so I have to look like I'm being really nice to you. All right. Bye, lovey. Bye, love you.
Love you,
sweetie. Bye. Bye. And that's Billy is coming, so we'll have to be quick now because
no.
we need to get off and do the.
He might say he's coming. He'll be about 20 hours later.
We don't have to be quick now. It's all right. Okay. God, I'm just like, you're just like the main presenter, aren't you? And I just like the dog's body in the back that gets off. You won't believe what she did, and you will not.
I've got a news story to do. They're waiting for a news story.
Can I just tell them this? You will not believe what she did last night, Tracy. You won't believe it, right? I'm sat there, and I'm in the Shire Hall, in the court, and I have to chaperone her because of her age. So when she goes on stage, I have to be there, and there's these really horrible benches that push you forward and your bum aches and you sit on them and they're absolutely awful. So I said, I'm not sitting through another 3 hours. I'm not doing another 3 hours this night. So they put me in the library, and she says, right, I'll bring you down each time I'm on, but she brought me like 5 minutes before each time. So I'm sat there as patiently as anything, and I looked around the corner. She's in the hallway, so I'm in the main court, and the Shakespeare's going on. And I look around the corner. I thought, she hasn't got a hat on her. She hasn't got a hat, so she had no hat on, and she needed a hat to doff her hat. So I thought, oh, she hasn't got a hat on her. Oh my God! Didn't realise she had it tucked under her arm, but I couldn't see that. So I jumps up to run and tell her to say you haven't got your hat. And do you know what she did? She goes, sit down like that. Well, like a dog.
Yeah, but if you keep coming up and out, making noise, they're eventually going to say to you that you need to stop. So I'm protecting you.
I thought, oh, I'll really help her. I'll really help her. And when I got told to sit down, I realised she had a hat under her arm. But you're like a dog, just sit down. Oh God, back in my place.
No, I had to. Yeah, I'm protecting you. Otherwise, you'd either have to be in this library the whole time, or you'd have to have been on them chairs the whole time. So it's protecting you.
Right, go on. Anyway, on with your next story.
Right, bird's eyes. So they do the,
I've got a picture.
They do the fish, the little fish fingers. Pretty much the only big company that do them. So,
Right,
yeah,
I'm gonna have to get it. I'm trying my best.
Higher.
Higher.
There's
Can you
that.
see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, here's Billy. Hi, Billy. Oh, look, we've got 10 minutes yet.
No,
Even
don't
10 minutes,
say
won't
that.
you?
I don't want to say
Pardon?
that.
Right. Go on, carry on. I'll just spot the layer.
You realise I can't read this? I only got it 5 minutes ago.
Oh, all right, I'll come back.
And I finished doing all my chatting.
Right, okay. I'm back.
Right, so wait, basically this took them over 100 hours to make. So they made the smallest fish and chip sandwich inside the, well, not fish and chip, fish finger sandwich in the world. So it's the size of a pea, and it weighs, it weighs the same as the amount of pea. It's like not far off being the size of pea, but the actual size is, it's 16, is it millimeters? Yeah, millimeters by 15 millimeters, and is 8 millimeters tall. It weighs the average size of a pea. Small pea, similar weight of a pea. Who did it? Who did it? Who made it? Nadia, who I believe learned her trade of making small things off YouTube, and she took him over.
What we actually do?
Just in the middle of a jumble. Right, I'll deal with him. You carry on talking
I
about it.
serviced the car.
Yeah, it will be. I'll be 2 minutes. I've got to stop the piano now.
Right. So basically, it's a marketing employee because of they're releasing new fish and small fish fingers. And it's really put me in the crave of eating fish fingers. So I think I'm going to make some. I don't really like buy them. But what I think I might do is actually make the small ones. So I figured it out. I think you just get a small piece of fish, right? And I think usually you dip it in egg and then breadcrumbs. So I'd fry it, and then I'd get some bread, and I'd cut it. I'd have to forget about the crust and roll it out to make it flatter. Might not have to do that, but if so, I will do. And then I used a bit of lettuce and tomato sauce. I think they might have even used butter, which is pretty simple. You just use a little piece of lettuce, and then you just put a little bit of tomato sauce on, and you're done, really, aren't you? Made the smallest fish and chips sandwich inside the world. And then, oh, and they've also done a photo. God, but they've also done a photo of the build. No, it's not Lego. It's Build-A-Mobile, I think it is. With him holding it, because obviously Bird's Eye, they have that guy who's a fisherman, the logo guy. So they have that. Busy chatting. So this live will be, if he's here now, we should be doing a live. Or we will cut this off because of people watch this afterwards. So we will cut this off. Oh, is that here? Angel face. Angel face. Right, she's back.
Right, sorry about that. It gets a bit confused. Is it about the fish fingers? Have we done that now?
Don't break that, Billy.
Is it about the fish fingers?
Yes.
Have we finished?
No.
No.
Just quickly say something about it.
It's a very small sandwich.
I was
He
gonna,
said it took 100 hours to make this sandwich, but I don't see how.
Well, I was just explaining how to make it. It'd take about 5 minutes.
If you are a small sandwich maker, how can you take, it's just another sandwich, isn't it? So
It just can't take 100 hours.
I don't think it could take 100 hours.
No. But
She said she was really pleased with the result, and I'm so glad the captain gave it a seal of approval. And it says the mum of two taught herself how to make the minuscule designs by watching YouTube videos and sells her creations for £25 a pop. Well, anyway.
I don't understand what pop. I don't.
Well, it means a pop thing. It's just a saying.
Ah.
Right, so I need to read the comments because we are going to a really exciting live now.
So we're going to be going live again. So you don't go anywhere.
Knock you off.
So as I say, the reason why we're going off is because if people want to watch my news and they want to watch the piano thing, it's on a separate video so they can see it. You know what I mean?
Back in, I'm in Oklahoma. Can't understand you. Is Matilda considering attending university after she graduates? No, she's home educated.
So I don't even need to graduate. I don't need to teach GCSEs.
Jake B says he doesn't agree with it. We're going to have to do national service next week.
Oh yeah.
The sooner he gets kicked out of power, the better. Tracy says agreed. Neville says yes in the main, but there has to be exclusions and more details to make an informed decision. We'll go through it again next week, Neville, because we're just going to rush it now. Tracy says I want merch. Well done, Tracy.
Yes, you will go.
Raymond says that's one durable broom. Mikey says best broom I've ever had. Tracy says our Billy. Jake says the alternative to national service is forced voluntary work for services like the police, fire and ambulance service extra. Well, like, you put it in inverted commas, obviously, if it's mandatory, it's not voluntary, is it? But
And also, there's
obviously
a
you
few points.
understand
I
that,
will
Jake.
get into it, but there's a lot of points about it.
Let's do it next week.
Yeah.
Tracy says, why didn't you take a cushion?
They're actually quite a comfy chairs, you know. They just came with the house.
The comfy chairs, the bench was in the corner. Tracy says, Bossy Matilda. Exactly. Tracy says, hi Billy, what's he doing? I love fish fingers. He's gonna strip a piano. Coat them in breadcrumbs in the oven too, Tracy. And Maggie says, I know how he feels. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you so much for watching.
Sorry we're having to rush you off.
But you're going to be going to another live, so don't go anywhere.
We have to get this piano done.
Yes. So we're going to be going live straight away.
So we're going to go live almost straight away.
I'm just going to get another jumper on.
Thank you so much for all watching. And next week, for the people that commented, Neville, Tracy, Jake, and so, we will talk about national service next week.
Yes.
So be ready, and then we'll read all your comments out.
So thank you. See you all later.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.